When I left the Army, my dad didn't speak to me for 8 months. "We're not quitters," he said, hanging up. I wasn't quitting. I just couldn't keep living someone else's dream. They called me selfish, lost, a disgrace. Then my niece used a website she found online to win a scholarship. The punchline? I built it. And no one knew. Subscribe for more real stories that hit deep and stay with you. I'm Marcus Hawkins, 35, from Fayetteville, North Carolina. I spent 12 years in the U.S. Army, like my father and his father before him. They expected me to make it a career. But after my 3rd deployment, I knew I couldn't keep going. I walked away and taught myself web development. Now I run Pathfinder Prep, a free digital resource hub that helps first-gen students navigate college admissions. My family saw it as weakness, until it helped one of our own. I didn't expect a parade when I left the Army, but I didn't expect to be erased either. The day I got home, my mom hugged me tight. My dad gave me a stiff nod. "So what now?" he asked, already disappointed. I told him I was learning to code, wanted to build something for kids like me, smart, capable, but totally lost when it came to college. He blinked. "You're gonna be some kind of blogger now?" "No," I said. "I'm building a platform." He shook his head. "You were a soldier. Now you're a YouTuber?" After that, silence. No calls, no invites. At my cousin's wedding, my name wasn't even on the seating chart. My old bunkmates checked in more than my own blood. But every night, I coded. I built Pathfinder Prep from scratch, curated links, created templates, made videos breaking down FAFSA and essays and scholarships. At first, no one came. Then a message popped up in the inbox. "I found your site on Reddit. My parents didn't go to college. I didn't know where to start. Your checklist saved me." I sat there, stunned. Someone used it. Someone needed it. 4th of July came, and like every year, the Hawkins family cookout was the event. I showed up late, unsure if I was even welcome. The lawn was full of camo ball caps, rib smoke, and familiar side eyes. Uncle Ty slapped my back a little too hard. "Army life too tough, huh?" My cousin muttered something about soft civvies. My dad didn't say much, just kept flipping burgers like I was background noise. I sat with my little niece, Jasmine, on the porch steps. She was 16, bright, curious, and completely stressed about college. "Nobody in school's helping," she said. "I don't even know where to start." I hesitated. "You know, I made this site. It's called Pathfinder Prep. Just check it out. It might help." She gave me a skeptical look. "You made a website?" "Yup," I smiled. "Weird, right?" She shrugged. "Cool, I'll try it." No one else asked what I was doing these days. No one cared. I left after an hour, unnoticed. A week later, Jasmine texted me. "Uncle Marcus, this site is amazing. How did you know how to do this?" I leaned in hard after Jasmine's message. If it could help her, it could help 100 more like her. I added features: live queue and A-chats, scholarship alerts, templates for cold emails to admissions offices. I didn't have a team or a grant. Just me, my laptop, and late nights fueled by jasmine tea and the occasional panic attack. Users started finding it. Quietly at first, Reddit threads, word of mouth, high school counselors sharing it off the books. I wasn't trying to go viral. I was just trying to fill a gap that once swallowed me whole. Jasmine kept checking in. "My friend used the SAT guide. That deadline calendar saved me." She started a college club at her school and called herself Lead Pathfinder. My chest ached with pride. Still, at family dinners, I was the retired one. The one who couldn't finish what he started. I stopped correcting them. Let them talk. Until one night, Jasmine sent me a photo. Her holding a college acceptance letter. Full ride. First one in our family to go. Her caption, "Your sight got me here." I stared at the screen until it blurred. 2 weeks after Jasmine's acceptance, my mom called. Real early. Which meant it was serious. "Your father's confused," she said. "He thinks Jasmine's lying." "About what?" "She said your website helped her. He says you don't have a website." I sighed. He could just ask me. She hesitated. "He's embarrassed. You know how he is." That night, I got a text from my dad. Just a link. www.pathfinderprep.org. Then, "This you?" I didn't respond. Not out of spite, out of fear. That even now, even after it helped his granddaughter, he wouldn't see it, wouldn't see me. The next weekend, Jasmine gave a short speech at her school's scholarship banquet. My dad, in a stiff blazer, sat 2 rows back. "I got here because of a site that showed me the way," she said. "Built by someone who didn't give up on his purpose. He just changed what it looked like." She looked right at me. Someone behind us whispered, "That's her uncle, right? He's the guy who made it." My dad turned his head. For the first time in a long time, he looked at me with something like respect. He didn't say a word. But he didn't need to. The next Sunday, I got a text from my mom. "Dinner at 6, Dad said to invite you." I sat in my truck outside their house for 10 minutes, half convinced it was a trap. But I went in. The table was set like always. Pot roast, green beans, cornbread. But this time my chair had a cold beer by it. My dad didn't say much, just nodded as I sat. But that nod felt heavier than anything he'd ever said in uniform. Midway through dinner, Jasmine started talking about her dorm plans. My dad chimed in. "Make sure you follow that budget worksheet your uncle put on his site." I froze. He looked at me and added, "It's solid work." That was it. No big apology, no tears, just 5 words that cracked open a dam. After dessert, as we cleared plates, he pulled me aside. "I didn't get it before," he said quietly. "Thought you were throwing something away. But I see now, you were building something better." I nodded, throat tight. And for the first time in years, I didn't feel like I was outside my family. I felt like part of it again. A month later, I got invited to speak at a local high school. Jasmine's principal reached out. Said students had been sharing Pathfinder Prep like wildfire. I agreed, even though public speaking made me sweat more than basic training. I walked into the gym expecting 30 kids. There were over 100. Guidance counselors, teachers, even a few parents. Jasmine introduced me. "He's not just my uncle. He's the reason I'm going to college." I talked about transition, about not knowing what comes next, about building something that mattered, one piece at a time. Kids nodded. Some took notes. A few even cried. Afterward, a mom hugged me. "I used your site to help my son. I didn't even know you were local." Another kid shyly said, "I didn't think people like us could do stuff like this." I smiled. Neither did I, until I did. Later that night, my dad texted again. "Next time, let me come. I want to see you speak." I stared at the message. Then I laughed. Out loud. Because for once, it didn't feel weird. It felt right. A year later, Jasmine's in college. Thriving. Pathfinder Prep has over 50,000 users. It's been featured in EdTech Digest and a local NPR story. I didn't do it for the spotlight, but it found me anyway. One morning, I walked into a coffee shop wearing my old army jacket, habit I hadn't shaken. The barista handed me my drink, looked at my name on the cup, and said, "Wait, are you the guy who made Pathfinder Prep?" I nodded, unsure. She beamed. "That site helped my brother get a full ride. He's the first in our family." I just stood there, floored. "I'm glad," I finally said. "That's the point." That night, back at my parents' house for dinner, my dad brought out an old photo album, flipped to a page with a picture of me in uniform, standing straight, proud. He added a printed screenshot of Pathfinder Prep next to it. Taped it right in. "Figured this belonged in here too," he said. I didn't say anything. But in that moment, I knew. I didn't walk away from my family's legacy. I expanded it.